Now we're ready to put the chopping block rear suspension in the Lincoln. Super nice kit. It comes with everything you need to install it, except for these bolts here, which are the front bracket bolts that hold the leaf springs on. But we're deleting the leaf springs and putting airbags on it, so you just need to save these 4 bolts on each side, and you'll have everything you need. It comes with all your rib nut inserts. Some of these are already in the car. I'm going to show you how I installed them incorrectly. You need the tool to put them in correctly, and it makes the job a lot cleaner. But it comes with the upper and lower control arms, your frame notches, and your 3 brackets that bolt to the car to hold everything. And it comes with the brackets that go for your rear end. Now, as you see in my rear end video, I made a larger 9-inch housing than the factory housing. So I modified these and welded them on, but if you're using the factory Dana style rear end, they just bolt on with U-bolts to the factory leaf spring purchase. But the kit's very nicely constructed. It comes all powder coated and welded, and I'm very happy with it. I've already had it in the car. It fits good, but I just wanted, there's a few things that I wanted to clean up. Where you had to cut 2 little braces off of the inside of the car, I just wanted to clean them up and get all this finalized and do a final bolt in. That way I can install the air management system. So let's get started working on this. So the first thing you want to do before you get started with all this is, there was a sheet of metal right here, and then it had 2 spot welds with a little tail on it here. I just notched it out just so I could mock everything up. And it's the same thing on this side. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and cut these spot welds out and just get this bracket completely out the way for final installation. So you can see the rib nuts that are already in it. But I'm going to go over how I marked them and everything in a second. But first thing I want to do is go ahead and finish cutting these brackets out. And then we'll get into marking the rib nut holes and the rest of the installation.
Hey, I got something to say. I'm just so sick of hearing everyone complain. I know it's tough and I know there's pain, but hitting bottom is the only way to change. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing.
So we've got both sides cleaned up now. As you can see, you got to be careful not to go too deep, but it still leaves a little bit of residue. I just hit it lightly with a sander. We'll go under here with some body filler and fill all this in and clean a little bit of rust up that was behind the bracket. But that's what you end up with. I forgot to mention that there was a bracket right here that I've already cut off, but you'll have to cut that off. And then once you're done with that, what you want to do is take your 2 side pieces and put them into place with your 4 factory bolts that I was talking about. But you don't want to tighten them up all the way. You just want them to where they'll move around.
I know there's pain, but hitting bottom is the only way to change. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing. You've got nothing, I'll keep hustling.
Okay, so you see we got these 2 pieces in now. They're not going to fall, but they're loose. The reason why I said leave them loose is because this middle piece here fits down in between them and up on the frame. So you need to be able to pull it down to get it. That way you can push it up and then position it and line your bolt holes up. And you want to start your bolts like so in both sides. See, this is what I was talking about. It's a little tight right here, but you can get 1 bolt in it. Now you've got it positioned. Now what you want to do is tighten these 2 up, and then you'll go in and mark all your holes Well, what I did was I just took it and drilled it with a 1/2 inch drill bit, because these holes are 1/2 inch. And then measure your rib nut. I believe it's 11/16. I'll tell you for sure in a second for the final hole for the rib nut, but you'll already have 1/2 inch holes where they need to go. Then you can just take this piece back off and then put your rib nuts in, and then you can fully install it. And all you have to do is bolt your control arms up and put the rear end in. Okay, so the final hole for the rib nuts is 13/16. After I measured it, that's what they are. But so what I did wrong was I drilled the holes all out, then I put the rib nuts in and then put the plate on it, and then just tried to use the bolts to crimp the rib nuts. And if you see, that's what I ended up with on some of my bolts. The rib nut wasn't all the way installed and it just crimped on the outside. And then these are, well, these two are tight. This one's tight, but that one fell out, that one fell out, and that one fell out. So I bought this little tool that you saw in my front end video off Amazon, and it has been a lifesaver. And I'll give a quick demonstration of how this works again. And so you just open this up like that, screw that on there. Make sure it's all the way open. Just insert that like that, and oh. Just jostle it a few times and it comes right out. Now the rib nut's fully installed. So as you can see, I got everything bolted in now. Fits a lot better since I can tighten down on the bolts and not worry about pulling the rib nuts out. But it fits nice. This part's done. Now the next thing on the list is putting the C-notch in. Now I've cut it way down because it's normally made for this plate to be in the fender well, and you drill 4 holes through the frame and bolt it in. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want you to see this plate in the fender well. You probably wouldn't be able to see it, but I just wanted it to be hidden. So what I'm going to do is weld it in like so. So I'm just going to plug weld the bolt holes and then weld all the way around it. And then all you'll see on this side is just a little lip. And it looks a lot cleaner this way in my opinion. And I like it. So let's get this welded in now.
Who don't know what thirst is? I've had a taste of evil and tried to cure the sickness. But I just keep my head down and focus on the facts. I'm setting down gravel while you just follow the path. I'll lead them into battle while you're just too scared to act. I'll leave the knife right in my back. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep bluffing. You've got nothing, I'll keep hustling.
The heavy hitters tonight to help me put the rear end in. That was perfect. Christian, why you got a pissy face on?
I don't. I'm making sure they don't break anything again. Break anything else.
Well, we got the control arms in. We're going to set the rear end in, and this job will be done minus putting the airbags on. And now the pep squad's here.
That ain't too tall for you?
You didn't listen quite a few, right? Yeah. Okay. That's what I was talking about. Christian, I laughed so hard whenever Alan showed me that video.
That's what I do. That's it. This is backwards.
Because I said,
It's backwards.
said,
No, it's not.
these, I said.
Hold on. You.
Well, everything's bolted in and tight now. This is a final product. Just give y'all a little overview of what it looks like from underneath the car. Next on the list is hooking up the air management system so we can go up and down. Hopefully the rear differential will be in soon, and the brakes. I can put the axles in and she'll be ready to roll. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Put a comment, let me know what you think, and see y'all next time.